Hello my friends and welcome back to the channel. We are again on a test flight with XPlane 12. XPlane 12 has just released a new beta which is 12.05 beta 1. The main news about this beta, in my opinion, is the introduction of the FMC computer for the default Airbus A330-300. The FMC, also called in the Airbus style the MCDU. We are at Frankfurt am Main in Germany, and I want to try this let's say new A330, treating it as if it was an A320, which I am very familiar with because I own multiple models of the A320, either for XPlane or for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I want to check if this brand new MCDU for the A330 is like the real thing, or is let's say still a simplified piece of equipment. So I am simulating a real-world flight from Frankfurt am Main to Dubai International Airport with this beautiful A330-300 registration Delta Alpha India Kilo November, and the same flight I found. It is existing, and it's now in this moment it is flying to Dubai. It's the same model, the same registration, same livery. So I've tried to replicate this this flight. It's more or less 6 hours time flight from Frankfurt to Dubai, and I've prepared this flight with SimBrief, trying to as well replicate the same route as in the real world. I've put some passengers in the plane, 300 passengers more or less, some cargo, and these are the numbers for the load sheet, and this is the route which I am currently. I will download the flight plan to be put into the XPlane 12 folder. So this is the export format for the flight plan. I download it, and I will cut this in my XPlane 12 output FMS plans folder. Paste here. So ADDF to OMDB. It's right. And so I should be able to grab the flight plan from directly from the MCDU. So let's go into the cockpit. The cockpit is very, very detailed, and the textures, I have to say, are very, very nice. I think they are at the same, more or less the same level as the Tolis, also the fly factor, and very beautiful. Also reflections are well made. So let's try to fire this plane up. I'm not an expert on the A330, nor I've used it previously. So I'm treating, as I said, as it was a smaller A320, and the systems more or less are the same. The cockpit layout is identical, so I believe I can run this plane the same way. Okay, so let's go to the overhead panel, where we have battery 1, 2 and APU battery. and here it is the external power unit that we are going to activate. Sounds are very well made as well. So we are on GPU, and all these buttons are lit, and I'm going to extinguish all the lit buttons according to the Airbus philosophy that the button, if it's not lit, the function of the button is operating. So I'm going to extinguish all the white lights, and at the same time I will set the ADIRs to align. Those guards are closing automatically. GPWS and crew oxygen supply. Galley, this is the commercial bus tie automatic generators and APU generators when will be available. Okay, the hover panel is ready. It's on the external power unit. I'm seeing that the ADIRs are still labeled as on battery. I don't know, but it might be a bug, because this on battery warnings comes up only when at least one of the ADIRs is powered only by batteries. But in this case we have the external power operating, so it should go away after a couple of seconds. When the engine will be on, this light will be extinguished. I checked already, but now this should be a little bug. Okay, so hover panel is good. We can go on and start the APU. So master switch on. All the systems are up and running. So for the navigation display, I will set it to arc. Constraints on, and QNH is in hectopascal. Let's check on the map. We have now currently we are on 1003 hectopascal. Oops, 1003. They are not connected, so this one too have to 1003. Okay, set. Initial altitude will be kind of 5,000 here in Frankfurt. 5,000. And so let's go to the Mach 2. This is the new Mach 2 introduced with 05 beta 1. It is nice. It looks like it has got all the functions of the real one. And just one thing, yes, the font is, for me, it's not the Airbus one. It's different. So, but maybe it may be fixed or correct or improved later. But this is a little thing that I noticed. So okay, to import the core route, we try to write here the core route, which is Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot Oscar Mike Delta Bravo. Let's see if it's working. Not found. Maybe 01. So alternate. It is Oscar Mike Alpha Alpha. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. So we have a first altitude of flight level 230, and then we have 370 at Lampu. Let's try with 370 as initial altitude. Got it. And we have is a deviation of +1, so it's gonna be at top of client it's gonna be -52. Now let's see if it's working. -52. Yep. This is a wind. There's no possibility to import the wind, but we could write down the wind component at each altitude. I'm not doing this right now. And this is the plan already compiled. Runway 25 right, Cindy something. Okay, so departure 25 right, no seats available. Very strange. Return. Departure. Let's see if the 25, maybe the 25 centers. Okay, this is Simbrief that did choose 25 right, which is not for departure. So 25 center, Cindy to Foxtrot departure, and insert. So we have the departure here. Oh, here it is. Looks like it is correct. Very good. And then we can go to the perf init page. To put this, these are the reference speed V1, V-rotate V2, which has to be chosen according to many variables, such as the runway length, the runway condition, if wet or dry, the mass balance, the weight of the plane, many variables. So we should have some applications, some calculation method that provides this speeds. As a rule of thumb, we can select flaps 2 for takeoff, something like flex temperature. We can put 45 degrees. This is more or less something that could be fine for this runway length. Transition altitude here in Germany is 5,000 feet, and okay, this is F speed. This is the speed with flaps retracted, and we can take this speed minus 5 knots as a V2. So can make 146. Then minus 5 we have the V rotate 141, and then we minus 5 VR we get the V1, so 136. Thrust reduction acceleration minus -1. It seems to be not fine. We can set 1000, 1500 here. Doesn't work. Let's see if by putting each one, nothing. Very strange. This is missing. Hahaha, my fault, my big fault. Okay, so 0 full weight center of gravity. This is my big mistake. We have to fill this before. So 0 full weight is 161.4. Well, we can get this from the gross weight minus the fuel on board. So in block fuel is 36.1. 199.1. 0 full weight 0.4, so 163.4. 199.5. Okay, that's good. So now if we go to performance and set flaps 2, it did not change. Speed are the same. To me they looks like a bit this is a bit slow, I don't know. Anyway, flaps 2, flex temperature 45, V2 146. But you know, okay, now the throttle reduction, acceleration, and engine acceleration are now been compiled correctly. Let's see if we can set something different. So, for example, 3000 for the acceleration. No, it doesn't work. Okay. Let's go to the next step. So, performance are in. The SID has been set. The APU, we can start the APU. Oh, I forgot it. Beacons on. To me it looks like this Mach 2 is pretty much accurate, but some teeny nuances that still maybe have to be adjusted or fixed, but to me it seems it is more or less working. Okay, so the APU is on. We can disconnect this jetway here in the ground handling window. Toggle jetway attachment. And we can use the better pushback if it's working. I don't know. Pre-planned pushback to put the plane here.
Ground to Cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
And I believe we are ready to push.
Ground to Cockpit. Toes driving up. Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Set parking brake.
And parking brake are already set. Yes. This third MCDU is the replica of this one. If you change something here, it changes as well the same. While those two are independent.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Parking brake are off.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
Okay, let's set the engine master, the engine start to ignition. Yeah, let's start engine number 2.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
Parking brake on.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, engine number 2 is available. Let's start engine number 1. Set flap to position 2. Let's check the surface. Okay, so next step, takeoff config. Oil low temperature, delay takeoff, and it's could be correct because we have to wait for the engine oil to rise the temperature to be ready to take off for takeoff. Okay, we have waited for a couple of minutes for the oil to rise the temperature. We have set the ground spoilers to the arm position, set the auto brake max. The cabin is ready. Signs are on. Those seatbelts and no smokings are on. And so the takeoff config, the flaps are takeoff position, and takeoff config is normal, so no blue. So everything is ready for the takeoff. Okay, so we may start a taxi. Parking brake off. Taxi light on. The sounds are good. I don't know if they're so loud inside the cockpit, if you can hear the engine so loud inside the cockpit. I don't know, but they feel good to me. And the plane feels very heavy as it should be. We are full of passengers and cargo, payloads and fuel. Let's switch to Lima. At this stage, I must say that XPlane 12 is pretty much impressive to me. The dynamic, the sounds, everything, most clouds are, to me, are better now. Very, very nice. They're doing a very good work. This A330 is surprising me. It looks like it's almost a bay workplane, quality wise. Okay, let's enter Lima 3. Let's wait for the traffic to depart. Lufthansa 630, line up and wait, runway 25 center. Let's wait for 5 miles separation, then we can start. Squawk mode Charlie, TRA, something different than the VFR code. Strobe on, landing lights on, taxi takeoff, no smoking on, seatbelts on. Lufthansa 630, runway 25 center, clear for takeoff. All brakes. Power set. Flex. Knots checked. V1 rotates. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Autopilot 1 engaged. Crossfire disarmed. climb detent. Lufthansa 630, climb flight level 110. Flaps 1, speed checked. Flaps up, speed checked. .5,000 feet, set throttle to standard. Well, until now, this the systems work pretty much the same as the Taurus or the Flight Factory other payware add-ons. So I must say, the Laminar Research has made a beautiful, it is a beautiful present for us, because they gave us I have to say, completely new plane to play with. Very big present for me. I'm surprised. I didn't think that the systems and all the logics in the FMC would be so complete to such a degree. So thumbs up to Laminar Research. Okay, the flight is very long. I won't bother you further, and I just want to thank you for watching, and put a like if you do it. And okay guys, see you next time with the next videos. Bye bye.